Welcome to Let's Talk Nourishment, where we go beyond food and into the habits that truly nourish. I'm Abigail Parker, nutritional therapy practitioner, here to help you simplify wellness. Have you ever dieted? There is a good chance the answer to that is yes. I think it's something that is becoming very common among women that at some point in time you have tried some sort of diet. I know for me, that goes back to college. You hear about the freshman 15 for college students. Well, mine started to come towards the end of college. And of course, at that point, I hadn't changed anything other than, of course, college had more fun involved, but I was eating the same things as always. And so I had decided, well, the best thing to do is just eat less food. That is what my brain associated as dieting is the calorie restriction in order to lose weight, right? And if you have ever dieted, you've ever tried to eat better, you know then that it's kind of an all or nothing mindset that you are either dieting or you're not dieting very often. And with that then comes this all or nothing mentality where either you are eating as you want to, tracking all of your food, doing these healthy habits, or you're kind of off the rails, maybe eating foods you feel like you shouldn't be, and you're feeling a little bit more guilty for that. The thing with diets is they aren't really sustainable. It's not like you diet forever. You're dieting for a period of time to reach a goal, whether that is weight loss or some other goal. But typically if you're dieting, you're trying to lose weight. But when it comes to healthy eating, dieting really isn't the answer in that instance because dieting isn't long term. And when you're trying to eat better, ultimately, you want to make healthy eating a part of your everyday life. And so that's where it can be really difficult when you're trying to eat better, but you're stuck in this all or nothing diet mindset to actually figure out what to do. How do I make this something that is easy for me? So I've had a lot of clients come to me, I've lost track with saying, I know what I should be doing, but actually doing it is another story, right? And maybe knowing what you should be doing looks like, well, I know that I shouldn't be eating high calorie foods. I know that I should be eating more fruits and vegetables. But often, whenever you think you should be doing something, it puts kind of a negative connotation where you might be fighting yourself a little bit on it, or maybe it's not actually the right thing for you. But it can feel really difficult when you feel like you know what you should be doing. All of these women who have worked with me, they're smart, they're committed, they want to make change, they want to get results. But food feels like a fight. It feels like they're not getting anywhere. So if you have gone through this, if you have struggled with an all or nothing eating mentality, this episode is for you. I'm so excited that you're listening. I want to talk about what is actually keeping women, keeping you from that consistency with your food choices. This idea of, I want healthy eating to be something that I do every day. And spoiler alert, it's not willpower or finding the right diet plan. It goes deeper than that. So let's get into it. Let's talk about what keeps women stuck, because we know it's not a lack of knowledge. It can be an overwhelm of knowledge, though, right? Because if you are looking online for answers, you are going to see somebody telling you one thing and the next person's going to tell you the opposite, right? Which is then overwhelming to say, well, what should I actually be doing? And that's something that we get very easily caught up in, is looking for somebody outside of ourselves for the answer when nobody knows you better than you. But we're not taught to look at ourselves and to think about what's going on in our own body, to pay attention to the symptoms that our own body is giving. And I want to use myself as an example here because I have been in the wellness community and eating healthy for the last 5 years. But something that I have consistently struggled with for years is bloat, where I feel like I do all of the right things, but I can't seem to get rid of it. Where I'll have a period of time that it's better and then it comes back. And what I have learned to do, what I teach my clients to do, and I somehow missed for myself, was paying more attention to my body, how foods are making me feel, and getting in tune with myself. And now that I'm doing that, I'm starting to feel so much better again. And the key then is to essentially keep doing those things that are making you feel better, getting away from that all or nothing cycle, right? Where you're either doing it or you're not, because whenever you feel good, you want to keep doing it, is the difference. And usually, then, whenever you are in that all or nothing cycle and you feel like you're doing all the things, but nothing's actually working because you're not in tune with yourself, you are going to feel like you're the problem. But it's not you, it's the pressure that you're putting on yourself. It's the lack of flexibility, and it's the guilt that you feel whenever you are feeling like you have to be eating a certain way, or you're bad if you're not. You know, that idea of good and bad foods. I used to get really caught up in that. And it led to a lot of guilt whenever I wanted to eat something that I felt was bad for me. I would tell myself I couldn't eat that because it wasn't good. And that's not the case. You get to decide what foods are good for you and what foods are bad for you, because even a food that you may deem is bad for you by standards is something that you have an emotional attachment with. It's a comfort food for you. And so letting yourself enjoy that can be more powerful than the stress it causes you to not eat it, which kind of ties into, if you think about watering a flower, this, I love metaphors, analogies, all of it. If you are focused on watering your flower consistently, it's going to grow like you want it to, right? That's your ultimate goal of, I'm going to water my flowers so that it thrives. You're the exact same way. Whatever you are focusing your attention on is going to be your result. So if you are focused on the fact that you can't eat a certain food, or you're feeling guilty when you do eat it, that's going to be continuing to put that weight on your shoulders. Versus if you get away from that all or nothing thinking and you look at the benefits that food are giving you, whether that is, oh, yes, this is a food that physically is benefiting me, and it's also mentally benefiting me to eat this food, then it makes it so that your focus, your result is going to be positive instead. Perfectionism, though, oh, it's awful, right? I know. I'm so guilty of that mindset of, I'm not doing good enough. This doesn't look good enough. I don't look good enough. And it's such a bad place to be, feeling like that. It keeps you in that negative mindset. Whenever you are focused on, I'm either perfect or I'm not, well, that's essentially how you're going to keep moving forward, is putting that negative pressure on yourself. When you can give yourself grace, instead of, I need to be all in or it doesn't count, recognizing that you get to decide what today is going to look like, because every day is going to be different, right? It's not that you have a bad day and, forget the rest of the week. I might as well just continue eating crap. That's not how life works. But often we put that pressure on ourselves because I'm not being perfect how I need to. I fell off of my diet plan. I will get back on track eventually. Or you just say, screw it. But again, another analogy, and I love this one. I don't know who created it, but you have a glass of milk, and when you go to pour it, you spill a little bit at first before you finish pouring the cup. And so what do? You clean up that little bit of a spill and then you drink the rest of your milk, right? And that's exactly how it should be with your healthy eating, your diet as well. It shouldn't be, oh, well, I screwed up and I ate a cupcake today, so I might as well just eat crap the rest of the week. No, you get to just enjoy that cupcake because you wanted to eat it and then move on with your life. Sometimes when it comes to healthy eating, all or nothing eating can be a form of discipline where if I'm not all in, then it doesn't count. I'm off track. But discipline doesn't leave room for enjoying life often. It doesn't leave room for special occasions like birthdays or when you have a stressful week. Thinking about that stressful week, right? Where you have been eating good all week. You get home on Friday night and you're exhausted, and you know that you have a salad in the fridge that you could eat, but you really just want to eat ice cream for dinner. And then the rest of the weekend spirals from there, right? And then again, it's like, oh, Monday comes and I need to get back on track. That's not how healthy eating should be. It should be that you get to enjoy the foods that you want to enjoy. There is a difference between discipline and eating how you want. And I'm going to say that again because I think it's really important when it comes to healthy eating and getting away from the diet roller coaster. There is a difference between discipline and eating how you want. Because when you're eating how you want, it's easy to stick with. You keep going, no big deal. And the really cool thing is, I'm teaching a workshop all about this coming up on July 30th. That is at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's called How to Break the All or Nothing Food Cycle and Finally Stay Consistent. How wonderful does that sound? I will walk you through making this mindset switch from discipline to eating how you want and teach you how to begin letting go of the shame that comes with all or nothing thinking. As a sneak peek, I want to just introduce, I have a 3-stage method that I will walk you through how to go through this transition. The first stage is going to be getting honest with yourself without any guilt. The second stage is make it work. And the third is build real trust. If you can just imagine what each component of those stages are, as I am giving you the title of them, but each stage is really designed to help you improve your relationship with food and build one that is going to actually last. This idea of confident and consistent eating habits. And this is no restriction, no tracking foods, no guilt. It's all about getting in touch with your own body. It's so powerful because nobody knows you better than you. If you have been enjoying this episode, and as I've been going through thinking, oh my goodness, this is something that I struggle with, this is something that I could use help with, I want you to come to that free workshop on the 30th. You're going to learn why the all or nothing cycle happens in the first place. We're going to talk more about the common mistakes when it comes to healthy eating and how to get away from that. You'll get that 3-stage clear path to actually move forward, feeling in control of the food that you're eating. And you're going to learn how to reconnect with your body, how you actually feel, how food is making you feel, instead of driving your eating habits around rules or shame when you're not following the rules. It is real insight, clarity, and an action step to actually help you move forward, no matter what season of life you're in. I love talking about the fact that life is always going to be busy, It just varies on what busy looks like. And anytime you are able to make changes and improve upon yourself during the busy season, then when you do get those little breaks in life where life doesn't feel so messy and crazy, you're so prepared. You're like, well, this is easy because you prepared during the hard part. So, in order to sign up for that free workshop, you'll visit nourishedrevival.com/specials. And I'll have that linked in the description as well. So, all you have to do is click the link in order to save your spot. And I did mention that's July 30th at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. And maybe you're immediately like, oh, I can't make that. Perfectly fine. As long as you register, you're going to get the link to that recording so you can still watch it, because I understand we all have different schedules going on. So I want to make sure that this is something, if you're interested in, that you still get the information. So I hope that you found this episode to be helpful and insightful and uplifting, to know that if healthy eating is something that you've struggled with, first of all, you're not alone, because it's really easy to feel like you're alone when you're in the thick of a struggle. People don't share their struggles on social media, right? They're only sharing what the good is in life. And so it's very easy to feel distant, but you are not alone. And I hope it makes you feel like you are not the problem, because I know that I felt that way. I just needed to have more willpower. That would help me to get rid of my sugar cravings. And that's not the case. It's all about getting in tune with yourself. So sign up for that workshop, because I cannot wait to talk with you live then.